Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Chemaissem with you today. The topic that we'll be addressing today is kind of a little bit about everything, but my focus more likely is around relationships and how to build a stronger bond with your partner, with your friends, with your family members. As I've noticed a lot lately that so many of us struggle with how to confront situations and communicate without with always having the ego and the pride to override us, and in parts of negotiation we're somehow always in that survival mode and trying to protect ourselves. So the way I would suggest that you would need to structure yourself in communicating, first and foremost, understand your needs. What are your needs? Who are you and what is your identity represent? How do you deal with situations? Get a pen and paper and begin writing down how you actually deal with people in life and how you would like to deal with them instead, in a different structure, in a different way. Alongside with that, there is a technique that we must use to communicate and address the emotions and feelings that we're feeling, and to give that back to the person in front of us. And I'll give you an example for the ones that haven't heard of this, but there is a technique in psychology called the X, Y, and Z technique. And pretty much it's very straightforward, but you need to be consistently on top of it so you can receive the results that you're after. And with the X, Y, and Z, let's say that you're in a scenario, and I'll give you a classic one that I get often that walks through the door with my relationship counseling and clients that come through, is that the males always, when they come home from work really exhausted, kids are running amok, and they get through that door, the only thing that they usually ask for is for a nice smile, a cuddle, welcome home, that feeling of grace that they've gone out of their way to work really hard for this family. And I've noticed this often where a lot of women neglect to understand the need of their partner in that sense, and amongst many other things, but this is just one little example I'm portraying to you guys today. And in that sense, the male usually ends up having an argument and expanding this argument globally amongst many other things outside of the truth. So they globalize it by, let's suppose the woman was in the room and didn't put the food. He might start an argument and bring on board everything from the moment of their marriage from 30 years ago and whatnot. And this could be from, childhood trauma, it's been triggered, and amongst other things that get involved in this. However, in saying that, the female or male will somehow neglect to actually speak about the initial problem that's at stake. So that will generalize everything and globalize things to state everything else. The home is messy, the kids aren't asleep, blah blah. But that is not the actual problem. The problem is that he misses the affection, the praise, and the love walking through that door. But because he wasn't able to know how to express that, and then the woman puts up her guard, what will happen is you'll find that both the partners start to disconnect from one another. And when that happens, you end up with a lot of conflict and resentment on the receiving end of the information that you've received from your partner. So the best way to tackle something like this is the X, Y, and Z technique. And pretty much how this works is you state the problem. So once you're sitting at home, the partners walk through the door, instead of carrying on with everything else and the pain and everything from work and the headaches and everything that comes with it and the exhaustion, is when you're sitting down nice and calm, both of you together, you would just sit there and say, when I walk through that door and I'm exhausted and I've come from work, it makes me feel really uneasy and really unhappy that you don't run and approach me and give me that love and affection, and I would like and I would appreciate that you could give me that love and affection when I walk through that door, and a nice hug, and thank you for struggling for that hard day. Now what you've done is you've dismantled everything. You haven't gone into an attack mode. Your partner can't possibly attack you because you've stated what the issue is and how you felt about the issue, and thirdly, you've in appreciation have discussed and given an idea what and how you should deal with the situation. Because your partner, you can go on and say, it's really alarming when I come in, you don't give me love, you don't give me affection, and I'm missing out on that, and it makes me feel angry, and you stop it there. The next day you come home and your partner puts a dinner on the table but doesn't approach the door because the partner wasn't told what they need to do. Okay, so it's so important that we actually share what we need through appreciation so the other person can take it on board as a receptive way, as positive as possible, and to give it back to you. Now, I'm not going to assure you that the first time that you walk through that door, your partner is going to be playing full hard. They might come in and give you a hug out of sarcasm. Is that what you wanted? Blah, blah. Take it easy. It's a change. It's new. People feel uncomfortable with change. So give them a few days. Second day, the third day, you'll notice that it starts to come down and it starts to come out naturally. By the third and fourth day, please remember to praise your partner. Thank you, I really appreciate. Even though there was sarcasm, and I know it probably happens to a lot of you guys out there. You know, when somebody's asking for a need to be met, you take it, you blow it out of proportion. It can get a bit messy. But be patient with your partner when you request something. Just hold off and give them some time to adjust to something that they're not used to, they haven't done in their marriage or in this, relationship. This also goes to the friendships that you have with your friends, with your family members, with your children. When your children are playing up and they're not listening, you can just turn around and tell them, like, Mummy, every time you are not listening to me when I'm calling out your name, this really frustrates me and I'm getting really frustrated and I don't want to use my frustration. I would appreciate if the moment I call out your name on the count of 3, you would actually stop what you're doing and you come to me and you listen to what I'm saying the next time I call out your name. You see, you've expressed the problem. You've expressed the emotion and the feeling that's attached to that problem for you. And you've also expressed how you'd like them to deal with it. Because a lot of people and children, as they're growing up, don't know how to deal with situations. We're all here in this world as transition people that are growing. Every day we're learning something new. There's this saying that says, you have witnessed who has died. And that should be enough for you not to die to find the answers. So we've got numerous thousands, hundreds and millions and thousands of books out there that can teach you things so you don't repeat the mistakes that your parents did and their parents and blah, blah, blah. And so we can break this generational trauma when it comes to communication, when it comes to dealing with people. And in order to do that, you've got this wide range of information just on your fingertips. These phones have all this information. My question to you, how are you using the phone? Are you using it to benefit you, or are you just scrolling through social media every day and wasting your time? Take the time every day to learn something new and apply it. With consistency, you will receive a different outcome. But if you want a different result from what you are receiving right now in your life, the only way to create a different result, you must first make a change. And the moment you make a change, things will change for you. And we need to stop ourselves from blaming the other person for making us feel something, because nobody holds that remote control over your emotions. You're the only person that can control how you feel towards any situation you're at. So the moment you're getting frustrated because your partner put the shoe in front of the door, or I don't know, didn't take out the rubbish bin, don't blame them for feeling angry about it. Express it openly. Give love with the words that you give, because words are energy. And the words that you give out play a big role in your life. And if you're giving out those words with sarcasm, with anger, with frustration, with hatred, you're only causing the other partner pain, and you're not actually going to receive what you actually want. So the next time that you need to communicate, before you do, I would suggest, think about it. Recollect yourself. Reflect. Understand. How would they feel? How can I send my message across so they can understand me, and understand me enough that they can actually try to make improvement? And give them time. Give them time. Just the way you expect to have time, give them time. Let things go easy. Read a lot more. Expand your knowledge. Knowledge isn't power without applying it. Knowledge is only power and wisdom when you begin to apply in your everyday life. And thank you. That is all for today. I pray that the rest of your day, your days and weeks and life coming forward is absolutely filled with love, joy and wisdom. Thank you all for listening. Goodbye for now.